Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to winter in Texas. Are y'all ready for it? It's very snowy. It's actually not snowy at all. They were predicting snow in our area, and it never came, but it did rain a lot. So it rained like 3 inches last night, and the temperature was 34, 33 degrees, and that's why we didn't have snow, because it just was not freezing yet. Today, it's gonna be in the high 30s, and it's gonna be well below freezing again tonight. But this is winter in Texas, and most people have been asking me lately, what do you do with all this winter in Texas? And I've tried to explain it. We actually do not stop doing anything in the winter. Yes, our schedule slows down a little bit, but we never stop. We never winterize anything in this trailer. By the way, I had to take a lot of things out of this trailer the last couple of days because this is stored outside and it's below freezing. So I learned there's a lot of things inside that trailer that actually have water tanks in them. So right now, a lot of my water things are in there in the heat because, well, I didn't want to replace a bunch of tanks that had water in them that froze. As far as winterizing goes, we never winterize here. Like, you see this right here? Look how green this grass is. Sure, it's not growing where it needs to be mowed every week or even every 2 weeks. But about every 3 to 4 weeks, we are doing full mowing. People assume down here in Texas that the cold weather is our problem. Well, weather is our problem here in the winter, but it's not cold weather. Our biggest problem with a landscaping company this time of year has to do with what happened last night. And that's, we got 3 inches of rain last night. So had it not rained, I actually had a full day of mowing I could have done today. So if it hadn't rained last night, we could actually be working today. But really we couldn't, because the ground hasn't dried up since the last rain about 5 days ago when we got about the same amount of rain. So even though we don't have snow and we don't have real winter here, we get this thing called rain, and it's a cold rain. It just makes everything so waterlogged and so wet, and it takes forever to dry because you can see the sun's not really out, and it really won't be out a lot. So every time it rains, if this was summertime, in a day or two, I could be on that. Because it's winter and it's cold and it won't stop raining, I can't put my mower on that for probably 5 to 7 to 10 days now, because I will end up getting stuck or rut this completely up. So what is it that we do for money in the wintertime? Well, we dance around the weather and we mow when we can. We have tons of work we could be doing right now, but it all depends on how wet the ground is. So today, what are we doing for money? Well, we're not gonna make much money today, but we do have a lot of things we need to go take care of as far as the business is concerned. And a lot of them involve some big plans for our future. So I want you guys to come along with me, and I'll take you on a little ride around town as we talk about some of the things we have going for our company this year. On another subject, I'd like to talk to you guys about some things. I noticed the last 2 weeks, I got a ton of comments wondering where I went. And that's because I didn't put videos out for the last 2 weeks. And I feel like maybe I owe an explanation to you guys, because some of you guys may not know me and the fact that we have 2 channels. So this is my side channel. My main channel, it's a much larger channel and one that gets a lot of our time because we have sponsor deals and all kinds of obligations for that channel, things that we have to do. So we try to never miss any week on that channel. But on this channel I made to be not that channel, meaning I can make videos whenever I feel like making videos. There's nothing to do. We don't really have any sponsor obligations on this channel. It's just me filming videos that are about things I'm doing, but they're not things that relate to our other channel, if you know what I mean. So seeing that this channel is mostly about me and my landscaping company and the things I do for money, we didn't work the last 2 weeks because we were busy celebrating the holidays with friends and family. So I just didn't film anything. And I didn't think that you guys would notice because, well, I don't have that big of a channel. I didn't think there were that many people paying attention. And it made me feel good. The last 2 weeks, people were wondering what was wrong. Is there something wrong? Why haven't you put a video out? So I felt I needed to talk to you guys about it and let you know. I didn't go nowhere. I just don't want to film videos just to film videos. I want to film videos about interesting things that I'm doing. Now today today's a different kind of video. I'm gonna bring you guys along. I'm gonna show you what's going on. Like, we haven't been mowing yards, but we've been doing a lot of things behind the scenes that are hopefully gonna take our company to the next level. But I just wanted to share with you guys. I appreciate you guys reaching out and wondering what's going on with me. And maybe, you know, maybe I'll do more videos like this where I just tell you what's going on and y'all just come hang out with me for the day. One of the things I do when it's like this is I still go check on my yards because I want to know the conditions they're in. Plus, it's been raining so much, I know I can't mow them. I just want to know how bad it is. Like this one right here, it's not terrible, but if it wouldn't have rained, I could mow it this week because the leaves are getting bad. It's just starting to look a little rough and it needs a good trimming. Plus, this is the group of yards I mowed right before Christmas. So we're coming up on it'll be 3 weeks this week they haven't been mowed. And like I said, the grass doesn't really need it, but the yard itself could use to be run over and pick the leaves up and pick the tree branches up and just a cleanup. That's what we do this time of year. We don't mow grass as much as we're just cleaning things up. Here's another one of my yards right up here on the left. This one, I know 100% cannot get on it. This is a good yard to mow, but if there's been any kind of rain, you cannot mow it. This one right here. So you see that right there? The grass actually could be mowed, but that ditch in this yard does not do good with a big zero turn. So this one right here is 100%. It could be mowed, but because of the rain, it's not able to be mowed. Like right there, we got standing water right there. And because of winter, that may not be dry a week from now to even get on that. Which means we might go a month without mowing some of these yards. And that's the bad thing about winter down here. It's not that we can't do work, it's sometimes we miss out on the opportunity to do work because the weather does not allow it because it's always so wet. We also drive around and check the yards right now because we just had a big storm. And usually when there's big storms, trees fall down or they fall over. I want to make sure that none of my customers need me to come take care of a tree that is now laying in their front yard. That's one of the few jobs that we can always do in the wintertime. All right, so far, none of my yards have anything going on with them that's wrong other than just lakes everywhere. Now for some good news. I'm proud to let you guys know I am parked in my first commercial account. That's right, we bid on a commercial account last year and we are now the official winners of taking care of the local library. So now this is my property to take care of for the next year. I'm here in the parking lot checking it out. Obviously way too wet to do anything, but yeah, cutting edge. We're taking care of the local library and this is our first big commercial account and it's right here on the main street, so you can't miss it coming to a town. So if you're ever in DeWalt, Texas and you drive by the local library, just know I was there mowing. But anyway, I'm here to check it out. We are in the second week of January and I have not been able to get on this property yet because of the weather and the water. And I don't really want my first time mowing this place to be a bunch of tiger stripes of tire tracks through the front yard. So we're just checking it out. It looks okay. We need to take care of these leaves and get everything cleaned up. And we've planned on doing that next week. But man, I cannot wait to get on this property and start taking care of it. This was a good contract for us and we are happy to have it. Now to the most, or potentially the most important meeting of the year so far. I have an appointment with a much larger company than myself today to discuss a potential partnership. The meeting went amazing. So I'd love to tell you all the details, but it's not written in stone yet. But here's the gist of it. This much larger company wants to start providing services to their customers that they don't currently provide. And they want me to be the subcontractor to provide these services to their customers. And it works out for both of us because they can provide the service without investing any money into the equipment necessary to do the job. And I already have the equipment necessary to do the job, as well as I provide that service. So we agreed upon a price to make it work for both of us. And there's so much potential work here that you guys could see a completely different type of trailer built on this channel to service this specific type of work we're gonna be going after. It's a job I'm already doing, but if this goes the way it's gonna go, or the way it could go, we could almost have a standalone company based on just one service I already provide. Exciting news, guys, exciting news. These are the things that you dream of coming around and giving your company the opportunity to thrive, because I feel this is the first step in leading me to a much bigger company, meaning I can start hiring employees to work for me full time. This is the stepping stone that could help change your company from what it is today to what you want it to become very quickly. So yes, we have our first commercial account, and we potentially have a very lucrative partnership with a much larger company that is potentially going to take our company to the next level. All we have to do is rise to the challenge and grow with all the opportunities that are thrown our way. Now, for some boring admin stuff, we have to go pick up some parts, pick up some supplies, and we're basically working on getting the trailer ready for this year's work. So we're gonna go to the lawnmower place, one of my favorite places. We're gonna get some supplies. We're also gonna look at what our second lawnmower might be for the year. All right, so that wasn't as expensive as I thought it would be, but we have all of our supplies that we need to get, well, at least the ones that I found right now. So several times a year, I do inventory on the trailer, and well, we were out of a lot of things because we've been busy and it's been hectic. So I like to make sure the trailer stays ready to go at all times. So we needed new chains, new bars, we needed bar oil, various nuts, and all kinds of things that, well, the chainsaws and the chain equipment has been going, well, they've been earning their living on the trailer. They've been working hard, and it's time to get them ready for the future work. But also, we took this moment to check out the new mowers. So we love Skag. We're probably gonna stay with Skag, but I'm torn about what my second mower needs to be for the trailer, because we fully intend to have 2 mowers on the trailer, because we want to have at least 2 or 3 full-time employees on the trailer at all times. We don't know exactly what kind of mower we're gonna need, because we're not sure of the type of customers we're gonna be targeting this year. Right now, I would buy a second 60-inch zero-turn like my first one. So I'd have 2 Tiger Cats 60-inch zero-turn mowers, identical. So that way I could cut on the same settings, identical paths throughout the yard. Didn't matter who was mowing, what order you mowed in, same tire tracks, same everything. Plus, if there's a problem, you can share parts. But they have those V-Ride 2 stand-on mowers, and those look pretty awesome as well, especially if you start getting a lot of neighborhood yards where you're getting off and on a lot. I like the idea of standing on a mower. I just don't know if I want to buy it for the company, because I'm not sure I'm gonna love it. I've never ridden one. I like the idea of it. I'm just not sure I want to stand all day. I really like sitting, but also I like the convenience. If you're already standing, it's easy to keep moving. It's easy to keep doing things. It is kind of a pain to get off the zero turn, because you have to set the brake and do all this and that. It's not as convenient or quick to jump off and get some trash as the stand-on would be. But I've never owned a stand-on. I just tried to drive one. I'm not very good at it. It feels backwards to me, because you're kind of pushing forward. I mean, it's the same idea, but the way you have your leverage makes it feel backwards, if you know what I mean. The way you have to hold on to your leverage points. It felt weird. Like I always went the wrong way first, if you know what I mean. If you've driven a stand-on mower, you probably understand what I'm talking about, but it's kind of different than you're used to. Same idea, but different. But nonetheless, I like the idea of a V-Ride. I like it a lot. It takes up about the same, it's gonna be less space because the motor and the way it's built. So it'll be less space on the trailer required than say a second 60-inch, but we have more than enough room to store a second 60-inch. But if we were all stand-ons, we might be able to store 3 stand-on mowers in that trailer, which could potentially be a future trailer for us. You never know. You never know. I'm always thinking about the future and what our trailer setups might look like. Maybe one trailer has 2 60-inch zero turns and it's for big properties. And maybe the other trailer has nothing but stand-ons and it's for neighborhood properties. I just don't know the level of growth and which way the growth is going. So for me, maybe having a V-Ride stand-on with a smaller deck than a 60-inch would be a great addition, because then I could target big properties and small properties, and I'd have the mower best suited for the job I'm going after. Do any of you guys have experience with these stand-on mowers? Is it worth it? Is it a good investment? Is it something that makes you better at your job, or is it just a different way of doing the same job? Would you stick with a zero turn, or would you try a stand-on? I'm kind of leaning towards trying one, but I'm just not sure. I could definitely put it to work. I just don't know how it fits into my business, because if I'm going after big properties, I don't necessarily need a smaller deck. But if I'm going after a smaller deck, I don't actually need a 60-inch mower either. So it's just choices to make. We know we're putting a second mower on the trailer this year. We just want to make the best choice for what mower would help us grow right now and what mower would help us be successful when we grow. Welcome to some of my neighborhood yards. So having a V-Ride stand-on mower with a deck smaller than 60 inches would be awesome for yards like this. But having a stand-on mower with a smaller deck for, say, the library, which is several acres, well, that would just be terrible. So it's one of those things. It would be great for some things, but not great for everything. But for these yards, I think it's the perfect type of mower, especially since you're off and on a lot, like these yards right here. Like that's one of my yards. That yard takes about 30 minutes, and that's with a 60-inch zero turn. I'm not sure it'd be a whole lot faster, but it might be a whole lot more convenient on a stand-on mower than, say, a big 60-inch zero turn, because you wouldn't have to get off. Well, you still have to get off the same amount of times. It's just easier to get off and on. But I don't think I would really enjoy mowing several acres with a smaller mower. So it comes down to, does the stand-on mower actually make sense? And if I'm gonna get the same size deck, does standing up make sense? You know what I mean? Like, is it better to stand up or is it better to sit down? Does standing up keep you going better throughout the day? Does sitting down let you rest enough throughout the day? You guys that have both, stand up or sit down. Well guys, we made it back to the home base. And I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me. I know it wasn't much. It was very exciting for me, because as I know, what I did today could very well have a huge impact on the future of our small business. We may be just a little bit bigger if things go according to plan. Now I know we didn't make much money today, but everything we did revolved around earning future money. So we checked on all of our customers, made sure they were all good. They had no immediate needs, because, well, it's going to be probably a week before we can really get on yards and start getting them back into, back into shape. I checked on my first commercial property, which hopefully is the first of many. And I also had a very important meeting, which could very well take our company in an entirely new direction, one that's much bigger than we could have done by ourselves. I'm actually so excited about that. I'm about to go build my imaginary trailer for what potentially could be the second trailer in our business. If it goes as planned, or as it could go, you guys could be seeing me build a second trailer very, very soon. But anyway, guys, that's what a lot of my days are like. If I can't mow, I'm still out there trying to figure out how I can mow in the future. How can I do something today? How can I do something to better my company for the future? Now we know what we have today is not going to be what we have tomorrow. And this year we have big plans. We have plans of probably securing our first, if not our second, full-time employee for this year. Because, well, our goals are much bigger than one trailer. And today was the start of us going down that path. We're moving towards being a solo operator to being an actual employer. And we are so excited for what the future holds for Cutting Edge. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this different type of video. Hopefully in the next one, I take you guys and show you some cool stuff, like actually using the equipment in this trailer. Hope you guys are staying warm. It's very cold here in Texas. I'm gonna go inside now. I love you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.